We are listening talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. In the previous talk 161, the last line was "All will be well," as said by Ramana Maharshi. Now let us move to the talk 162. A Maharashtrian lady of middle age who had studied Gyaneshwari, Bhagavad and Vichar Sagar and was practicing concentration between the eyebrows had felt shivering and fear and did not progress. She required guidance. Maharshi told her not to forget the seer. The sight is fixed between the eyebrows, but the seer is not kept in view. If the seer be always remembered, it will be all right. Talk 163. Dr. Henry Hand, an American of about 70, asked Ramana Maharshi that what is ego? He replied, ego being internal and not external to you, it must be clear to yourself. Then he asked, what is its definition? Ramana Maharshi replied, the definition also must proceed from the ego. The ego must define itself. Then he asked, what is soul? Maharshi Ramana answered, find the ego, the soul is found. Then that devotee said, are they then the same? Ramana Maharshi answered, soul can be without the ego, but the ego cannot be without the soul. They are like bubble and ocean. Whenever Maharshi Ramana quote such statements, to understand it, we can sit quietly and we can keep this statement in mind and we can contemplate on it. Then that devotee asked that clarifies the matter. Then my question is, what is Atma? Maharshi Ramana answered, Atma and soul are the same. Talk 164. Another American asked about the thought forms. Ramana Maharshi said, trace the source of thoughts, they will disappear. Then the devotee said, thoughts then again materialize. Ramana Maharshi replied, if there be thoughts, they will of course materialize. If they disappear, there is nothing to materialize. Moreover, if you are physical, the world is physical and so on. Find out if you are physical. Then that devotee asked that, Maharshi, how shall I be useful to God's world? Ramana Maharshi replied that, find out if I is different from the divine part of the world. Not being able to help yourself, yet You are seeking the divine part of it to help you to help the world. The divinity is directing and controlling you. Where do you go in deep sleep, and where from do you come out? Then that devotee said, I have been influenced by my work and by my thoughts. Ramana Maharshi said, thoughts, deeds are the same. Then is there any way of sensing super physical phenomena, example, guardian angels or like that? Ramana Maharshi said, the state of the object is according to the state of the seer. Because there is only one seer behind all, and there is diversity of phenomena. Do you perceive diversity in deep sleep? Ramana Maharshi asked. Then the devotee said that we see Abraham Lincoln who died long ago. Ramana Maharshi answered that is there the object without the seer? The experiences may be real, the objects are only according to the seer. Then the devotee said, an assistant of mine was killed in a war. A photo was taken of another group 9 years after his death. His picture appears in the photo. How is it? Then Ramana Maharshi said over this, possibly thoughts have materialized. Go to the root of it. Then that devotee asked how. Ramana Maharshi said, if the way is external, directions are possible, but it lies within. Seek within. The self is always realized. Something not already realized might be sought afresh, but the self is within your experience. Then that devotee asked, yes, I realize myself. Ramana Maharshi said, myself? Are there two, my and self? Then that devotee said, I do not mean it. Maharshi Ramana answered that who is it that has or has not realized? There is only one self. The question can arise only if there be two. Abandon the wrong identification of the self with the non-self. I mean, the higher stage of consciousness, there are no stages. Then that devotee asked that, why does not a man get illumination instantly? Ramana Maharshi said, the man is illumination itself. He is illuminating and he is in that illumined state always. Then that devotee said, is your teaching different from that of others? Maharshi said, the path is one and the realization is only one. But people speak of so many methods. This question came. Ramana Maharshi said, depending on their own state of mentality, people talk. Then that devotee said, what is yoga then? Ramana Maharshi answered, yoga union is for the one in viyoga, that is separation. But there is only one. If you realize the self, there will be no difference. Then that devotee said, is there efficacy in taking bath in the holy Ganga? The Ganga is within you. This Ganga does not make you feel cold or shiver. Take bath in it, Ramana Maharshi answered. Then that devotee said, should we read Gita once in a while? Maharshi Ramana answered, Gita always. Then that devotee said, may we read the Bible? Maharshi said, Bible and the Gita are the same. Then that devotee said, the Bible teaches that man is born in sin. Ramana Maharshi answered, the man is sin. There was no man since in deep sleep. The body thought brings out the idea of sin. The birth of thought is itself sin. To another question, the master said, everyone sees only the self. The divine forms are only like bubbles in the ocean of reality or like pictures moving on a screen. Then that devotee said, the Bible says that the human soul may be lost. Ramana Maharshi on this said, the I thought is the ego, and that is lost. The real I is I am that I am. Then that devotee who used to go frequently to Sri Aurobindo ashram said that there is conflict in the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and of the Mother. Ramana Maharshi on this said, first surrender the self and then harmonize the conflicts. Ramana Maharshi is suggesting that try not to create conflict, because the knowledge which we talk and understand is just the surface knowledge. In real knowledge, wrong also is right, and right is of course right. The purpose is not to lose the self or the harmony. Being in the harmony will keep one in touch with the soul or the self. Then that devotee asked Maharshi, what is renunciation? Ramana Maharshi answered in a line, giving up of the ego. Is it not giving up possession? Ramana Maharshi said, the possessor too. The world will change if the people will give up their possessions for the benefit of others. On this, Ramana Maharshi said, first give yourself up and then think of the rest. In answer to another question, Sri Bhagavan said, the methods appear easy according to the nature of the individual. It depends on what he has practiced before. Can we not get realization instantaneously? That devotee asked. Maharshi Ramana said, realization is nothing new. It is eternal. There is no question of instantaneous or gradual realization. So then, tell me something of incarnation, reincarnation. Reincarnation can be if you are incarnate now. Even now you are not born. The ego is the root of all diseases. Give it up. There will be no disease then. If all renounce, will there be a practical world? Who will plow and who will harvest? Ramana Maharshi said on the question that realize first and then see. The help through realization transcends all the help through words, thoughts, and deeds, etc. If you understand your own reality, then that of the rishis and masters will be clear to you. There is only one master residing inside you, and that is the self. Then the devotee asked, Sri Bhagavan, why do masters insist on silence and receptivity? Ramana Maharshi said, what is silence? It is eternal eloquence. And the receptive attitude of mind, not to be distracted through your own mind. These are important things to grasp what a man needs to do. Then that devotee said, is there use in bringing America and India closer by bringing the intelligentsia of the two countries together, say by exchange of professors, etc.? Ramana Maharshi replied, such events will take place automatically. There is a power guiding the destinies of nations. There is a power guiding the destinies of nations. These questions arise only when you have lost touch with reality. Is America apart from you, or India apart? Get hold of it and see. Then that devotee said, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans prepared Vivekananda. What is the power behind? Maharshi Ramana answered, the power is only one in all. Then that devotee said, what is the nature of that force? Ramana Maharshi said, just like iron filings drawn towards a magnet, the force is inside and not outside. Ramakrishna was in Vivekananda. If you think Vivekananda to be a body, Ramakrishna also is a body. But they were not bodies, or they are not bodies. Vivekananda could not go in Samadhi had not Ramakrishna been within him. Then the devotee asked that, Sri Bhagavan, why should one suffer when stung by a scorpion? Ramana Maharshi said, what is the cause of the appearance of the body and of the world? The devotee said, it is part of the cosmic mind. Let the cosmic mind worry about such happenings then. If the individual wants to know, let him just discover his self. Then that devotee said, Sri Bhagavan, about yogic mysteries of drinking nitric acid, swallowing poisons, walking on fire, etc., are these due to state of vibration? Ramana Maharshi said, let the physical body question it. You are not just physical. Why worry about what you are not? If the self had any form, it might be affected by objects, but the self has no form. Therefore, it is immune from contact with things. Then that devotee said, what is the significance of the sea of love? Ramana Maharshi said, you say spirit, you say Holy Ghost, you say realization, you say love, you say anything, they are all synonymous. Then that devotee said, Sri Bhagavan, it was very, very illuminating conversation. Thank you so much. Then another devotee, Mr. Subbarao, asked that what is Visishtadvaita? Ramana Maharshi said, it is same as this what we are talking. Then that devotee said, they do not admit Maya. Maharshi Ramana said, Sarvam is Brahma we say. They repeat, Brahma remains qualified in all. That is, Brahma is special. Then that devotee said, they say that the world is a reality. Sri Bhagavan said, we say so too. Acharya has only said, find out the reality behind the world. What is called illusion by one is called changefulness by another. The end is the same in both. Then Dr. Hand was telling Maharshi, do not think we are bad boys, but sometimes we press our question because we used to get so much confusion within us. Sri Bhagavan said, don't tell me so. But you need not think you are bad boys. All laughed and then dispersed at the hall. It was around 5 p.m. in the evening. Sri Bhagavan a minute later said, if they remain a day longer, they will become silent. Talk 165. Mr. Subbarao asked that, Bhagavan, do not men go into samadhi? Ramana Maharshi said, is there no samadhi now? Then the devotee said, is it eternal? Sri Bhagavan, if not, how can it be real? Devotee said, then there is no then and no now, Ramana Maharshi said. Then the devotee said, it appears so. Then Sri Bhagavan asked, to whom? To the mind, that devotee answered. And then Maharshi said, what is mind? Who am I? And then that devotee was in silence. Talk 166. A man asked if it was possible to ward off old age and disease by the intake of divine force? Sri Bhagavan answered, you can ward off the body itself. Then the devotee asked, how to take in the divine force? Sri Bhagavan said, it is already there. No need to take it in. It can be done only if it is out of you, but it is only you. There is no taking in or no giving out. All these are imagination. Then the devotee said, is there any necessity to obey physical laws like dieting, etc.? Maharshi Ramana said, all these are the play of the mind. Talk 167. A man was worried because he could not succeed in concentrating the mind. Sri Bhagavan said on this that, is it not only one even now? It always remains one only. Diversity lies in your imagination. Unitary being need not be acquired. You are that. Then it was mentioned in the talk 168 that a self-realized being needs no food, etc. Sri Bhagavan said, you understand according to your state only. Then in 169 the talk, the devotee asked how to control the mind. Sri Bhagavan said, first catch hold of the mind. How? Sri Bhagavan said, what is mind? Find it out. It is only an aggregate of thoughts. Then the devotee asked that Sri Bhagavan how to root out the intense sexual impulse which lies most of the time in the head. Sri Bhagavan said, by rooting out the false idea of the body being self. There is no sex in the self. How to realize it? The devotee asked. Sri Bhagavan said, because you think you are the body, you see another as the body. Difference in sex arises then. But you are not the body, be the real self, then there is no sex. Talk 170 now. Can a yogi know his past lives? A devotee asked. Sri Bhagavan said, do you know the present life so well that you wish to know the past? First, find out the present life, then the rest will follow. Even with our present limited knowledge, we suffer so much. Then why do you wish to burden yourself with more knowledge and suffer more? Sri Bhagavan was then asked that, can fasting help realization? Maharshi said, but it is temporary. Mental fast is the real aid. Fasting is not an end in itself. There must be a spiritual development side by side. Absolute fasting makes the mind weak too. You cannot derive sufficient strength for the spiritual quest then. Therefore, take moderate food and go on practicing. Then the devotee said, they say that after breaking a month's fast, 10 days afterwards, the mind becomes pure and steady and remains so forever. Maharshi Ramana said, yes, if the spiritual quest has been kept up right through the fast also, then that can happen. Talk 171. To another question, Master said, the best is heart to heart speech and heart to heart hearing. That is the best upadesh. Then devotee said, is not guidance from Guru necessary? Sri Bhagavan said, are you apart from Guru? Is proximity then helpful? Devotee said. Ramana Maharshi, do you mean physical proximity? What is good of it? The mind alone matters. The mind must be contacted. Then, in the talk 172, a visitor asked, what is the difference between the meditation, dhyana and investigation vichar? Maharshi Ramana said, both amount to the same. Those unfit for investigation must practice meditation. If this practice, the aspirant forgetting himself meditates, I am Brahma, I am Shiva, thus he continues to hold to Brahma or Shiva. This will ultimately end on the residual being as Brahma or Shiva, which he will realize to be pure being, that is the self. And he who engages in investigation starts holding on to himself, asks, who am I? And the self becomes clear to him. Then the devotee asked that, Bhagavan, will the knowledge gained by direct experience be lost afterwards? Ramana Maharshi said, Kaivalya Navanita says it may be lost. Experience gained without rooting out all the vasanas cannot remain steady. Efforts then must be made to eradicate the vasanas. Otherwise, rebirth after death takes place. Some say direct experience results from hearing from one's master. Others say it is from reflection. Yet others say from one-pointedness and also from samadhi. Sri Bhagavan said further that though they look different on the surface, ultimately they all mean the same thing. Knowledge can remain unshaken only after all the vasanas are rooted out. Talk 173. The devotee said, Lord, how can the grip of the ego be slackened? Maharshi Ramana said, by not adding new vasanas to it. Then the devotee said, any amount of japa has not slackened the grip. Sri Bhagavan said, how so? It will duly slacken and vanish in time. 1874. Dr. Hand, the American gentleman, asked, "Are there two methods for finding the source of the ego?" Sri Bhagavan said, "There are no two sources and no two methods. There is only one source and only one method." Then the devotee said, "Sri Bhagavan, what is the difference between the meditation and inquiry into the self?" Sri Ramana Maharshi said, "Meditation is possible only if the ego be kept up. There is the ego and the object meditated upon. The method is indirect, whereas the self is only one. Seeking the ego, that is its source, ego disappears. Then the left over is the self. This method is the direct one." Then the devotee asks, "Then what am I to do?" "To hold on to the self," Ramana Maharshi answered. Devotee said, "Then how?" "Even now you are the self," Maharshi answered. "But you are confounding this consciousness or ego with the absolute consciousness. This false identification is because of ignorance. Ignorance disappears along with the ego. Killing the ego is the only thing to accomplish. Realization is already there. No attempt is needed to attain realization, for it is nothing external, nothing new. It is always and everywhere, here and now too." Sri Bhagavan clearly said about containing the vasanas or the unwanted habit and the ignorance. Just this needs to be understood clearly. We will stop now for a while. Thanks for listening.